Hi guys, this is Michelle Grigsby and I am the developer of buildablog.org, and this video tutorial is going to talk about getting your own domain name. So inside this video I'm going to talk to you about what is a domain name, why you need your own domain name, and how to choose your own domain name, and how to register your domain name. So by the end of this video, you're going to know exactly what you need to do to get your very own domain name. First thing I want to go over with you is, okay, what is a domain name? Well, I want you to imagine this situation with me. You're starting your own business, you just got a new office, and it's set up exactly the way you want it to be. So you're all set up, you're ready for business to start flooding in, and then you start telling people to come check out your business, but you never give them an address. Well, how are they going to find your business? They have no idea where it is, and they have no idea how to get there. So in order for them to get there, they need to know the address, right? Well, with that in mind, let's answer the question, what is a domain name? Well, a domain name is a website address, and it's usually in the form of www.domainname.com, or it can also end in a .org or a .net. For example, our domain name is buildablog.org, and this is where people go to find your website. And if they don't have that address, they can't get to the website. So it's really that simple. So now that we know what a domain name is, let's talk about why you need your own domain name. Okay? Well, number one, it provides easy access to your website. It's easy to tell someone to check out your website at www.yourdomain.com, and they'll know exactly how to get there. The second thing is, literally, it can be an asset. If you actually start a website and it grows to something of value, you can sell it in the future for a profit. And another reason, well, it just looks good. Having a domain name like buildablog.org looks better than buildablog.org.wordpress.com. And, you know, in other words, it just looks more professional. And if you're starting a business and building a blog, you may as well do it in a professional way, and one that sets you apart from many of the others. So now that we know why you need a domain name, your own domain name, the next thing I would do is decide how to go about choosing one. All right, so how do you choose a domain name? When choosing a domain name for your blog, there's generally three ways to go. Number one, you can choose your name. For example, I have a website, www.michellegrigsby.com. That's actually the picture that's on my website. That's my insurance business website. That's the first option. The second one, pick a catchphrase that you like. You know, I mean, you can pick a really cool website, you know, www.mycoolwebsite.com example. Another way is you also can pick a keyword-rich domain name. You know, and this is something that I'm going to be getting into in another video tutorial. Getting a keyword-rich domain means that you have to know a little bit about keyword research, which also means you need to understand a little bit about SEO, which is called search engine optimization. And don't worry about going down that road just yet. As an internet marketer, I suggest either choose your name or choose a catchy phrase if it's available. The reason why I think your name is the best one is because it's really good for branding and it's very memorable. So, okay, some additional things to consider when choosing a domain name. Well, the first thing you definitely want to consider, you want to try for a .com extension. So whatever domain name you choose, you first want to try to find one that ends in .com, because people are usually entering .com, and if someone else already has that .com domain, for example, if somebody already had buildablog.com domain, even though my site is buildablog.org, you know, I have a chance of losing that prospect to that site. All right, so that's something you might want to consider. Also, make sure that it makes sense to your target market. So if I'm teaching people how to blog, I wouldn't choose a domain like dogtraining.com because it's just not relevant to my target audience. And also, you want to make sure it's not too long. For example, I would not register a domain name like www.I-want-to-teach-you-how-to-blog.com. That's just entirely too long. So I'm not going to have set rules here, though. Use your judgment. Just make sure it's not too long. Another good thing to use, if possible, is alliteration. Alliteration is where you have the same consonant at the beginning of each stressed syllable. For example, buildablog.org. Build starts with a B and blog starts with a B. So that kind of makes it more memorable for your audience. So buildablog.org is, in my opinion, more easier to remember than make a blog. It's just using alliteration. So also, one last thing to consider, and I say last because I kind of have mixed feelings about this, is you want to try as best as possible to avoid dashes and underscores in your domain name. Definitely not underscores. I personally use dashes if I absolutely have to, but never underscores. It's just hard to type, say, and definitely is too hard to remember. So most importantly, don't get so caught up in choosing your domain that you fail to take action. I know many people that have spent a significant amount of time doing keyword research that they never got around to taking that step of actually registering their domain name. So don't let all these details get you so bogged up. Choose something, and even if it's not your ideal name, at least you took action. Okay? Next, we're going to talk about how to register your domain name. Okay, so now that we have an idea of what name we want, let's talk about how to register. In order to choose a domain name, you need to buy your domain from a domain registrar, and the one that we recommend at Build a Blog is namecheap.com. And the reason why is, number one, they're very inexpensive, and they're actually just really good at what they do. I love their service. It's excellent. You know, and another reason I like them is they don't bombard you with unnecessary offers, unlike other very well-known companies that I'm sure you've heard of. Plus, you can click on the link below. I should have a link below this video that will take you directly to Namecheap, and you should be able to get a special discount on your first purchase. So, okay, let's head on over to namecheap.com. Okay, so I am now in the namecheap.com's website, and I am going to check to see if a particular domain that is relevant to a site that I want to build is available. And as you can see here, right here in the middle is where you can type in the name. It's prefaced by www, and then you put in the name of the domain, and then by default this has the .com extension already in there, but you can also check to see if other extensions are available as well. But I'm going to first see if there's a .com available, and since I like to do video blogging, I'm going to see if Video Blogger is available. So I type that in, and then you just click on search, and it looks like that .com, again, videoblogger.com is not available, and also you can see the .net is taken as well as the .org, and even all the other ones are taken except for this one, which I wouldn't take. So I'm going to see if the Video Blogger is available, and I'm going to click search. Okay, it looks like the Video Blogger is available, and so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add it to my cart. So just click add to cart, and I'm not going to really even look at anything else. I'm just going to buy this domain, and then the next thing is you actually can get up to 10 years of the domain. I'm just going to get 1 year, and I also get a free WhoisGuard, which just protects my privacy. And then all you're going to do is click checkout. And then what you need to do is you're going to need to create an account. So I'm going to do that really quick here and be right back with. Okay, I went ahead and I filled out the information that I need, and by default it has the subscribe to our newsletter checkmarked. I'm just going to uncheck that. I'm going to create the account. And then it's going to ask me to put in my address and all my information, so I'm going to do that really quick here. And then after I put that in, I'm going to click Save and Continue. Okay, so I went to the next screen, and basically it gives me the registrant contact, and it also populated the administrative, technical, and the billing. It's all going to be me, so I'm going to click Next Step. And then you are going to have the option of check marking enable who is guard. It's free, so I'm going to go ahead and check mark that. I am going to just leave everything else the way it is and click next step. And now you want to look this over, and yes, I'm getting 1 year of the videoblogger.com with the free Who Is Guard, and you have the choice of either using your Namecheap account if you have an account with them, your credit card, or pay with PayPal. And I'm going to go ahead and pay it with PayPal, and so I'm going to do that, and I'll be right back with you. Okay, I'm finished processing my payment, and now it has taken me to the order summary page, and as you can see, I have the videoblogger.com. I have registered that domain. It is now mine. So that concludes this portion of buying your domain through namecheap.com.